right. Sorry about that, I had a little video issue. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing something I made myself because Daiwa doesn't have a Daiwa Gold Cast combo. Now this is just for panfish or sunfish, brim, that type of fishing. We're talking about spin cat. What do you call these things? Spin casters, bait. They're not bait casters. They're not spinning reels. There's something in between. This is what we all grew up on, and to be honest, it's what I love. But normally I use Zebco. So with Zebco, this is a Zebco Omega combo that I bought a few years ago for like 89 bucks or something. So you had your Zebco Omega on here, which is an awesome reel. And it just came with a standard pole, you know, a Zebco pole. And let's see, we've had this pole and reel here for a good 2 to 3 years. But you'll notice the fading, the tearing or wearing out on the handle here. Other than that, it still works fine. I'm gonna hand it back to my wife. It's got a worm loaded up on it so she can fish. The other amazing Zebco product that I absolutely love. Now right now I got this one rigged up. Of course I'm hung up down there on some other poles. This is a graphite, this is a Omega, this is not an Omega, this is a Bullet, the Bullet MG. And you can get these from like Bass Pro for $140 or so. And honestly, this thing is awesome. I've caught 5-pound bass on this, hybrids and such, big catfish, saltwater fish, no problem. This is an amazing reel. But again, it's a combo, right? Zebco making a combo reel. And this is amazing. I love this rod and reel. But I wanted a Daiwa. The first rod and reel I ever bought on own money when I was a kid was a Daiwa. I had the hat and everything. So I love this. And I will go ahead and say ahead of time, this is my favorite, all right? But I wanted to make a Daiwa. So, but Daiwa don't have you got fish? Daiwa doesn't make a combo like this, but I made one. So what I did is, I got the Daiwa Gold Cast from Tackle Warehouse. I think I paid $69 or $79 for this one. This is the big size, Gold Cast 100. Then what I did is I went to Academy and I got a Daiwa rod. This is a $49 rod, model AIR X701 MHFB, 7 foot. Takes quarter ounce weight to 1 ounce weight, 10 to 20 pound test line. I don't think it's graphite. I'm not sure what this is. It says braided X. But if you go to Academy, they're there. But look, it matches so good. Look at the gold on that Gold Cast, and then it's got the gold here, the gold braiding. Oh, that's the name of it right there, Arid X. So I'm pairing a Daiwa Gold Cast with the Daiwa Arid X rod. And I'm gonna use a fancy word, aesthetically, right? Aesthetics, Jennifer? Aesthetically, this is a beautiful rod and reel. It's aluminum and metal, you know, like the Zebco, which I think is a better combo. On the Zebco, this is all plastic. This plastic back here is known to wear out. This is all metal. But on the Daiwa, this is a hard plastic, but this is all metal. And this has got a bait click on it. And it just matches, the colors and all just match so good. It's almost like they was made by the same company, but they was. But that's enough talking about it. Well, let me just tell you this. I'll just do this. Nah, that's got braid on it, so it wouldn't do. But before I put braid on my Bullet, I cast them side by side. This was like 6 months ago. And the Daiwa cast a little bit better. The Zebco cast a little bit better. Not much. I'm talking about distance, not much. But when you throw a 1/2 ounce jig head on here and you're fishing for hybrids or whatever, the Zebco is superior. Also, the Zebco is superior on the retrieve rate. That thing pulls in like, don't quote me, but it's like 28 to 32 inches per turn. And this is just the old standard. All right, so we're gonna do some fishing and see if we can catch anything. I see my wife's throwed a couple of different spots and ain't got a bite yet. So that's a little concerning. I'll turn this bait click off. Casts good though, don't it? We had to move and I had to re-rig my line, but let's see what we can do now. I need to be a little closer to the bank there, I believe. You know that saying, when you fish in a boat, you fish up on the bank, and when you fish on the bank, you fish out by where the boat's supposed to be. But we ain't caught nothing yet, so I don't know, they might not be biting. There you go, look at that shot. That's a good shot. There should be a fish right in there. I wonder how sharp that bank is up there. 18 feet on the boat. I mean, that was a nasty spot. There should have been a fish there. Where you at? There should be a fish over there. All right, hold on. Oh, look at that spot, Jennifer. God, that took some balls to let that drop in there like that. You would think there'd be a fish there. I can see the shore up in them weeds. Noodles. Look at all them noodles he put out. Not a one of them up. I'm seeing some fish over here. Well, ain't no current right now, so. Look at that. Hey. Well, I tell you. I told you this was the spot. Right up there on that thing. Now, he ain't nothing to him, but finally got the skunk off the boat. This is a green sunfish. Lovey, come here and look at this thing. Look how pretty this thing is. You don't see these much in Georgia. Now, this is about the smallest fish you can catch. Look at this. Oh, he hit something before he hit the ground. Yeah. This is a small one, so his colors ain't great. But see his colors? He has blue in him. I can't see it. You see it? That's small, but we got the skunk off the boat finally. Go back. And that's what I'm talking about. Finally just pitch up in there and got a fish on. Now I'm seeing some big fish roll out here in the middle. Like crappie like to hang out up in there. Rigging up something different. You all right? Frustrated and ready to go home? Frustrated and ready to go home? Huh? Don't appear to be. Look at here. I changed my rig and I immediately caught a little bass on this Daiwa here. How about that? It's a baby bass, and that's what I caught him on, a little baby bass fluke. I've been fishing all day and we ain't been having no luck. I caught one little green fish. Hey, go back. And I just put this on. I ain't never fished with one of these before. But he was there. It don't cast very far, does it? No weight. You want me to rig you up one? Well, that's what they advertise. They say, bass love them. Zoom. Zoom fluke. But it's a little fluke. See that? I thought it would catch a crappie. You know, right over there? It just goes to prove you don't never know what's under there. All right, so after a long, terrible day of fishing, well, I can't really say it's terrible because I'm not at work, right? We've been trying out this Daiwa. Like I said, I made this Daiwa Gold Cast Arid X combo. How does it compare to my Zebco Omega combo or my Zebco Bullet combo? First off, as we said before, Daiwa don't make a combo. I had to make this myself. I think it was $69 for the reel, $49 for the rod, which is about the same price as the Zebco Bullet. I don't want to be a guy that says, yeah, this one's better or not, but aesthetically, as I said before, the Daiwa was prettier. But functionally, the Zebco is better. The Zebco is smoother. I'm able to pitch it right where I want it. Let me see the Zebco Omega combo there, Lovey, the blue one. This is an older. Now my Zebco Bullet, it has a fluke on it, a 1/2 ounce fluke. So I think we just went up on a rock back there, but it's okay. So this is the Omega combo, a couple years old, and you see the quality, you know, of the Daiwa is the rod is if you're talking about a non-graphite rod, the Daiwa was better. But the reel, I think I like the reel better on the Daiwa. What did you think? You didn't, no, you didn't really use the Daiwa, did you? So, but it's definitely pretty. Isn't this pretty? It looks like 1970s almost, you know, with that gold and stuff. But just a country boy's opinion, the Omega Bullet is awesome. And I know it costs a lot of money. Now, I didn't bring them with me today. My Shimano's, they cost a lot of money, you know? I mean, I have my Shimano's paired with Shimano rods, and you're like almost $300, $200. You know, the one Shimano Corrado was $249, and then the rod was like another $129. So, and to be honest, this Zebco, I don't have to, it's okay, but we're bumping up on the rocks here. I don't have to deal with, you know, Corrado DC is supposed to not have backlash. Ha! That thing backlashing all the time. Anyway, not as bad as something, you know, other things I use. These things never backlash. Anyway, you want my honest opinion? This is awesome rod and reel right here. I'm all tangled up down there. Look at that. I'll get tangled up anywhere. I tangled up too. I got my fluke tangled up with my Daiwa. This is awesome. For the money, this is an awesome rig right here. This is a pretty rig, and it's fine. I'm not downing it. But this was 79, you know, I mean, you got like 130 bucks in this. And again, it's prettier, but this functions better. And this one, huh? We're all right. And this one here, the Omega, it doesn't compete with these anymore. I ought to get a Delta and try it. All right, we're gonna sign off because we had a terrible day fishing. We didn't catch hardly nothing. And we're up in the rocks. My wife's worried because we're across the line. So, you know, there's a cable goes across here. You're not supposed to be within 300 feet of the dam, which we're not 300 feet to the dam, but because we're way over to the side. We gotta trim down a little bit, Lovey. Yeah, I rigged up this little, like, crappy rig here, threw it out, caught a little bass with it, right off. I put a couple sinkers on there just to give it a little bit more weight, so it casts a little better. Now, if I was using my Bullet with monofilament line, it casts amazing. Anyway, signing off. Thank y'all. Have a good day.